Welcome back to episode 2 of the F1 Driver Career Mode. In the last episode, we had a component failure, and now we are in the Emilia Romagna circuit in Imola. Um, and I think this is going to be a very bad time because I don't think the car is going to be good in the corners. You need a lot of downforce for this. And we're now into our first lap. We're already 1.2 seconds down on Giovinazzi in P15. And just look at us going so slowly through the chicane with the white car with rubber wheels. It's not really looking good because we are 1.2 seconds down on him again. Heading into the last corner, we can only improve or we just stay in our current position. Heading down the final corner, using all the speed we have from the exit, deploying DRS is a 1 minute 18.5, 1.1 seconds below Giovinazzi's timing. And on the second lap, we are 6 tenths up into the final chicane, which is going to be about 4 tenths because of the bad exit. And our teammate is 4 tenths up upon us, and already 4.3 tenths up on our timing, so we're going to improve. Heading into the last few left-handers into the last corner, we get quite a good exit because our delta improved, and we deploy DRS and we get P19. But I don't think it's gonna stay like that for long because the results say that we are P20. It's a back row house lockout, so nothing much to say, really. I'm just super annoyed right now.
Welcome once again to the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. The clue's in the name. This is very much Ferrari home turf, and the locals will be out in force today to support their team in what we hope will be a magnificent spectacle of motorsport. On then to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track here at Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One circuits as it's driven anti-clockwise. Let's hope no one forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight of the circuit and its only DRS zone. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Lando Norris and Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher and the Black Mamba. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Here we are in the restart. It's the first light, second light, third light, fourth light, fifth light, and it's lights out and away we go. And look at Mick Schumacher getting a very good start. And we got a very horrible start coming into the straight, coming into turn 1. It's gonna be very bunched up, so at least we're gonna give some space to everyone. We're still in P20 and it's not looking good for us. I don't know why I shifted down to third gear, but that was just ridiculous. Heading down into the straight down into the Variante Villeneuve, but now we just go into lap 2 where DRS is being enabled.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Yes, so DRS is going to be enabled. We are 1.1 seconds behind Schumacher. So we're not going to deploy DRS at all. And look at this car. This car is just such a joke. We're at the back of the grid. We only have like 2 downforce upgrades on the car. And we're not even doing really good in the corners, so up to the hairpin, we are faster in the first sector, green sector, by 529 milliseconds. and it's just not looking good for us.
Some information on Russell. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay, well, at least there's some hope held out for us, because Russell is now P19 at this stage, and there's a yellow flag here, and someone spun. Is Giovinazzi. He's spun at turn 2. Someone might have collided into him. He's backwards now, so he's not going to be in the race for a very long time. But we're still not catching up to everyone, and we're now into the gravel. Just look at the car, and here we are behind George Russell because he got that mechanical failure. And everyone has, some have made their first pit stop already. We haven't, so we're gonna have to rush back to the pits. And look at that oversteer, massive snap of oversteer, and we hit the wall.
Watch the rear wing. You've taken some slight damage. We've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. The safety car is being deployed.
Yes, and for the first time we get to see a pit stop, and the first time we'll get to be under the safety car. It's not looking good. We're dead last now. Giovinazzi has overtaken us, and he's changing his tires to the medium stint right now. And we have just front wing damage. And take a look. They're taking their own sweet time. Like what is this rubbish? Like, what is this rubbish? You tell me right now. Anyway, coming to the end of the safety car. We are behind Giovinazzi, trying to warm up our tires. Hopefully we don't make any contact. But it's the last 2 corners. But take a look at that. We might have a bad exit, a very bad exit. And just take a look at them. They're already going by. They're already going. And I'm just right behind here. Just like, take a look at this pace. We have so much drag to the car. We don't even have that much straight line speed at all. Heading into turn 1, there might be damage here, some crashes here, but no, everyone took it so cleanly. That's the problem with this car. This car is just, it's just so bad on this track. I just really cannot be motivated to do this anymore. And take a look at the bottom right. We got our DRS offline. Another failure for us. Like, why? And anyway, moving into lap 12, we are now making our one and only overtake on George Russell here, coming to turn 1. Our one and only overtake, like the only overtake that causes so much action. It's just really boring at this stage. And now rear wing is finally offline, but yeah, just take a look at him. He's just going past us just like that, like no problem at all. And I just,
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
so much nonsense going here. Heading to the final corner, Sergio Perez wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, but we ended up in P20 as always. So not really good race for us. I hate this place so much.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It's a performance that our Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix winners can be justifiably proud of. And I'm sure there'll be celebrations tonight. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
It's just really ridiculous in this race. Like, this House F1 car feels like the Marussia car in 2012. Anyway, we get a monocoque structure done, so it's gonna help us a lot in the weight reduction, but it's only one upgrade. I think it's gonna help a bit in Portimao. And like, the car just doesn't want to turn. That's the main problem with the car. Yeah, just take a look. We are gonna get our front downforce upgrade anyway, so hopefully that will just ease the problem a little bit, and we're getting our secondary wing flaps into the Portuguese Grand Prix. things are not looking good for us right now. Both P20 finishes, one DNF in Bahrain and 20th place finish in this episode in Imola. And there's really nothing much to say. I'll just see you next week, I guess.